Never underestimate the power of influence. What an important statement. The influence of those around us is so powerful. Many times we don't even realize we're being strongly influenced because it generally develops over extended period of time. Peer pressure is an especially powerful form of influence because it's so subtle. If you are around people whose chances are that you spend all you make, if you're around people who spend all you make, if you're around people who go to ball games, chances are you'll do all the same. If you are all around people who don't read many books, chances are you won't read many books. People around us can keep letting us off course a little of a time until finally 10 years from now, you find yourself asking, oh, did I get here? These subtle influences can be so subtle. Now, at this major points, let me give you three key major questions to ask. Here's the first question. Who am I around? Good question. Make a mental study of the major people who you're mostly around. You got to evaluate everybody who is around the circle who is able to influence you. So major question, who am I around? Next question, what are they doing to me? That's a major question to ask. What have they got me doing? What have they got me listening to? What have they got me reading? Where have they got me going? What have they got me thinking? How have they got me talking? And how have they got me feeling? What have they got me saying? You just got to make a serious study of how others are influencing you, both negatively and positively. Now, maybe the influence of all those around you is okay, but just ask yourself, it doesn't hurt to ask, who am I around and what are they doing to me? Now, here's the final question. Is that okay? Maybe the people you associate you with and their collective influence is okay, but then again, maybe it's not. All I'm suggesting to you is that you take a close and objective look. Everything is worth a second look, especially the power of influence. Positive influence can have incredible impact on your life, but so can negative influence. Both will take you somewhere, but only one will take you to the direction you truly wish to go. It's so easy to dismiss the things that influence our lives. The man says, I live here, but I don't think it matters. I'm around these people, I don't think it hurts. I will take another look at that. I got a good phrase for you. Everything matters. No, sure, some things matter than others, but everything matters. Everything weighs something. So you got to keep checking to find out whether associations are taking the scales towards the positive or the negative. It doesn't hurt to look, right? Ignorance is never the best policy. Finding out is the best policy. Remember, part of the purpose of this program is to get us to say, the days of kidding myself are over. I really want to know what I have become and what I am becoming. I want to know where my strengths and my weakness lie. What have power over me? What influences me? What have I allowed to affect my life? Perhaps you heard the story of the little bird. He had his wings over his eye, and he's crying. The owl said to the eye, you're crying. Yes, said the little bird, and he pulled his wing away from his eye. Oh, I see, said the owl. You're crying because the big bird picked out your eye. And the little bird said, no, I'm not crying because the big bird picked out my eye. I'm crying because I let him. Hey, it's easy to let influences shape our lives, to let associations determine our direction, to let persuasion overwhelm us, to let pressures affect us. The big pressure question is, are we letting ourselves become what we wish to become? In this most important subject of association, here are some actions you may want to take. First, disassociation. You may, after a study after those three questions, who am I around? What are they doing to me? And is that okay? You may come to the serious conclusion that there are some people you just have to break away from. I'm not saying it's an easy step to take and it's not to be taken lightly. However, I am saying it may be an essential task. You may just have to make that hard choice not to let certain negative influences affect you anymore. Remember, it could be a choice that saves the quality of your life. The second action you may want to take is limited association. It could well be you are spending too much time in certain areas of your life with a certain group of people. It's easy to put time and effort in the wrong place. The guy spends 3 hours at the ball game and 30 minutes listening to the sermon. That's called out of balance. 30 minutes are spirituality and 3 hours are entertainment. That doesn't weigh well 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you take a look to the sum total of the values of your life. Here's one of the easy ways to end up in a mediocre average life, spending major time on minor things. Sophisticated people learn to weigh everything before they spend time or money. You got to weigh before you pay. Whether you're going to spend every time or light time, you just got to weigh. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you can get trapped in spending every time with lightweight pity. Now it's okay to have casual friends as long as you give them casual time, not serious time, and spend major time with major influences and minor time with minor influences. It's so easy just to do the opposite, but don't let it say that you fell in that trap. So maybe all you need to do to change some of the influences of your life is not to eliminate them, but merely limit them. Say, I have a good time with these people, but I'm not gonna spend days and days with them anymore. I'm just gonna cut that down and save some of that time for more major people and more major enterprises. Remember, it's your life. You can spend your time with whomever you want and whenever you want. But you did not invest in this program for me to kill you. Take a look at your priorities and your values. We have so many little time at our disposal. Wouldn't it make sense to invest it wisely? If you have only $100 in your pocket, it's okay to spend 20 for sun and put 80 towards your important value. But would you be happy reversing those percentages? Better to put majority of your money where you know it will get you a positive return, where to where to put it where the results is poor. Of course, you must be the judge. You must determine whether the situation and and the people and it call for disassociation or limited association. Remember, if it isn't taking you towards where you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now is the time to fix it. The third process is the one I most strongly suggest you begin, and that is called expanded association. That is spending more time with the right people, people of substance and culture, people who understand philosophy and discipline, people of accomplishment and character. Many years ago, my mentor said to me, if you truly want to be successful, you got to be around the right people. Then it says, it looks like in your present circumstances, you have to plot and see to get around the right people. And some of those early opportunities I had to be around successful people, I would park my car around several blocks away. I knew if they saw my car, I would never get it. At more than one occasion, I was asked, "How did you get here?" Then I would respond, "Someone dropped me off," and that was me dropping me off a couple blocks away. Whatever you have to do it. Keep asking the questions. Who can I get around? Who can I spend some time with? Who would have a positive influence on my life? I played every trick in the book I could think of to get around the right people, but it was worth it. Now, here's the surprise: it is possible for a modest investment to get around major people. If you had a chance to sit down for an hour or two with a healthy person, and that all you had to do is to pick up the loudspeaker, that person ID could drop a major influence on your life. And that's what we need to go to get our success plan from successful people. Don't get your financial plan from unsuccessful people. Here's something excited. It's possible for somebody of modest means to start a well plan. You don't have to be wealthy to start a well plan. You don't even have to be healthy to start a health plan. All you have to do is smart to say, hey, I got the wrong plan and I'm going around somebody who has a better plan and make it my plan. So find some successful people to start your successful plan. Find somebody to get a better health plan going. Find somebody who has a better lifestyle to develop your lifestyle plan. This is called association on purpose, getting around the right people to expand your circle of influence. Here's another question for you. Here, where do you go for your electoral fees? Where do you go? Pity the man who was a favorite restaurant, but not a favorite thinker. He's picked out a favorite place to feed his body, but he doesn't have a favorite place to feed his mind. One way to associate people is through their writing, books, cassette tapes, whatever you can pick up. Maybe you can't meet the person, but you can listen to his books or read his or listen to his cassettes. Church is gone, but he left some book. Aristotle gone, but he still left his ideas. Search for the catalog, the magazines, libraries, the documentaries. They are full of chances for associations and electoral fees. But in addition to reading and listening, you also get a chance to get some talking and sharing. I have some people in my life with who I spend time on a regular basis, who help me with important life questions, who help me refine my own philosophy, weigh values and ponder values about success and lifestyle. We all need association with people of substance to provide influence, providing major influence. Society, money, enterprise, family, government, love, friendship, culture, taste, opportunity, community. Behavior is mostly influenced by ideas, and ideas are mostly influenced by education, and education is mostly influenced by the people we associate. So don't join an easy crowd. Make sure you get around people who you can ask the right question about the latest ideas you discover, about your philosophy, your enterprise, your goals, your lifestyle. Go where the demands are high, where the expectations are high, where the spotlights are on to grow, to produce, to become more than you currently are. One of the great good fortunes of my life around being my mentor, during that time he spent with me at dinner, playing, and I learned a lot with a group. All those ideas has caused me to make the helpful and necessary adjustment in my thoughts and my theories, and those daily changes, some so daily, so very slight, some so important, added some weighty sums in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. A big part of the value of this association was having my mentor repeat the ideas over and over. You just can't hear basic fundamental pieces of the philosophy of life too often. Another part was my mentor's ability to set the rate of my progress. That was so important, and having someone to monitor your progress. I will never forget my first list of goals after my mentor, Lester. My list contained only 4 or 5 items. When I showed my mentor, he said, "Is this your list?" I said, "Yes." Then the mentor started asking the very wise questions that all people of substance are inclined to ask. Ask about how you earn gold. I didn't have any of those on my list. He asked, "How about your investment goal?" Those are lacking. How about your travel goals, your family goals? How about the goal for gifts and sharing? Who would you like to meet? What would you like to become? What skills would you like to develop? Did you ever want to write a book? A poem? Would you like to be a sophisticated power person of power, influence? How about education for for your children? Would you like to be debt free? How about a splendid library stocked with the best of books? Would you like to make some new friends? Would you ever want to parachute off the airplane, fly a glider, or a music library? Would you like to see New York, visit Paris, explore Rome? Do you need a ranch someday in a cabin in the mountain? Is there something you'd like to prove? A mark you'd like to make? Wow, what a mind expanding conversation that was. And this was only one of many to come over those 5 years. What fantastic help it is to ask someone who you can ask the right question. Remember, it's not just the answers that are important, it's the questions. Some of the most valuable influences come from people who have the awareness and skill you have to ask major questions. Here's a project you might consider. Choose 2 or 3 persons for who you have great respect. Ask 3 of them to make a list of the major questions they would ask if they wanted to help someone make the best choice that leads to a successful and happy life. If you get 3 lists, you'd be surprised at the differences among them. Successful people have similarity. Now, from these questions, you may have something to get busy on and work on to years to come. From my mentor, I kept growing in wisdom and knowledge and was able to bring all that value to the same basic principle. Some of the early questions I know I used to shrug off. I now found the importance of it. It's like reading the Bible or listening to the cassette. When you have some added measurable experience, you now bring to the reading and listening a new work. You now listen and read at a new level, and the substance gleam, the wisdom gathered from that new level, and that well being where that fortune and the best of your lifestyle is developed. One more thought, and that is strive to become a person of people of substance and quality would want to be associated with. Become a person of skillful language, positive attitude, well read and well disciplined, a person of culture and intelligence. You will be uniquely rewarded by that. Drawing important people to you. Remember, to attract valuable people to you, you have to be attractive. Continue to weigh your time and association and put them to good, better work for you. This ends my reading. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.